Democrats just cannot handle the truth, guys, and Nancy Pelosi's viral reaction to President Trump's triumphant address only proves it, as Trump delivered a powerhouse speech celebrating America's comeback, securing fairness in women's sports, and undoing the radical left's damage. Nancy Pelosi, she looked completely unhinged, clutching her walking stick like it was her last lifeline, and shaking her head in despair. Nancy Pelosi, the same woman who shredded Trump's State of the Union speech like a petulant child, was visibly distressed as the president announced his executive order, keeping men out of women's sports. So instead of standing for common sense, Nancy Pelosi, she sat there just crestfallen, weak, and exposed, just like her party, the Democratic Party. And while Americans celebrated the return of reality, Nancy Pelosi and her far-left cronies, they were reeling, unable to cope with President Trump's overwhelming success. By the way, if you guys appreciate the daily news updates, please take a second, hit the like button for the video, and subscribe to the channel. And let me know if you think that the Democrats should, in fact, have actually been clapping and celebrating the success of Trump, because a success for Trump means success for America. Let me know in the comments, guys. Comment 1 if you support Trump. Comment 2 if you support the Democrats. While President Trump was commanding the room, outlining a vision of strength, prosperity, and fairness, the Democrats were they were out in the audience throwing tantrums, shaking their heads in despair like Nancy Pelosi, or they're just facing the brutal reality that their time is up. So the viral footage of Nancy Pelosi gripping onto her stick as if, trying to hold together what's left of her influence, it's a perfect metaphor of the Democratic Party, out of touch, crumbling, and watching helplessly as Trump restores America. Their reaction to Trump's speech? Pure, unfiltered desperation. I think the message is pretty clear here. Trump is back and the left just can't handle it. Well, Democrats never seem to miss an opportunity to sink lower, but this time they may have actually hit rock bottom. While President Trump delivered a very powerful unifying address that resonated with a vast majority of Americans, including 76% who approved of his speech, Democrats and their media cronies could only respond with pettiness, heckling, and outright disdain. And their biggest gripe? That President Trump dared to honor a young cancer survivor who dreams of becoming a police officer.
This is disgusting. The president made a spectacle out of praising a young man who thus far survived pediatric cancer, as if the president had something to do with that.
I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer, but I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide.
Completely unbelievable. Just let that sink in, guys. Like, Trump can't even celebrate a cancer survivor without them attacking him. It's crazy. The left-wing media, especially MSNBC, they wasted no time twisting a touching tribute into some bizarre attack, accusing Trump of making a spectacle out of a child's survival. Really, guys? As if celebrating resilience and bravery is somehow now offensive. I mean, they will spin anything, won't they? So meanwhile, you got Trump. He looked more confident and presidential than ever, outlining real success, border crossings at an all-time low, economic optimism on the rise, and a nation ready to move forward. But Democrats, of course, they heckled, they waved childish bingo cards in the air. They stormed out of the chamber in a dramatic tantrum. And who's advising these people? Rachel Maddow? Nancy Pelosi? Nicole Wallace? I mean, if this is their grand strategy, like heading into the next election, it's going to be a complete disaster for Democrats. And their behavior isn't just embarrassing, guys. It's a glaring symbol of a party that literally has nothing left but grievances. They attack Trump for honoring a 13-year-old cancer survivor. They oppose basic common sense policies like protecting women's sports. And they refuse to applaud the very real progress that's being made under President Trump's leadership. So, I mean, look at it. The numbers, they don't lie. Americans, they saw right through their theatrics, and CNN's own poll only confirmed that nearly 70% of viewers had a positive reaction to Trump's address. And then, of course, in a shocking turn of events, tragedy struck. Just hours after Trump's speech, a member of Congress passed away. And so while the details are still emerging, one thing is very clear. This night will be remembered not just for Trump's commanding performance, but also for the Democrats' stunning display of bitterness and detachment from reality. I mean, again, if this is their game plan moving forward, then they need to go ahead and brace for a landslide loss. Americans are tired of this whining. Americans are tired of theatrics and all this anti-Trump, Trump derangement syndrome obsession. The left has somehow miraculously managed to hit an all-time new low, once again proving that, you know, there's no bottom to how far that they can sink. So Washington, D.C. was again stunned after Representative Sylvester Turner of Texas suddenly passed away only hours after attending President Trump's high-energy speech on Tuesday night. The former Houston mayor, who may have been battling jaw cancer, if I'm not mistaken, was present in the U.S. House chamber for the full 100-minute address, making his death all that much more unexpected. Just moments after this Trump speech, the guy passed away. Turner's last public moments were captured as he moved through the congressional hallways, engaging with colleagues and standing firm on his political messaging. But just hours before his passing, he jumped on social media to preemptively push back against Trump's policies, warning, don't mess with Medicaid. He also said he also brought a guest by the name of Angela Hernandez to advocate for children with rare genetic disorders. So, yeah, this is wild, what has all just transpired here. In fact, his death has left Democrats reeling, blindsided by the sudden loss of one of their own on a night that was already politically charged. With Trump commanding the nation's spotlight, laying out his vision with confidence and with clarity, Turner's passing adds yet another layer of intensity to an already electrified political climate. Now, check this out. That was not even the end of it. In fact, there were multiple highlights from Trump's joint Congress speech. The Democrats are completely unraveling, and Representative Al Green's embarrassing outburst during President Trump's address to Congress, it proves it. Instead of behaving like an elected official, Al Green, he threw a temper tantrum like a 5-year-old, standing up in the middle of Trump's speech and screaming like a protester at a college campus sit-in. You have no mandate. He was screaming, only to be drowned out by a roaring USA chant from Republicans who were about to let another Democrat meltdown disrupt the moment. But then Speaker Mike Johnson, he had enough of it. President Trump, he had enough of it. So House Speaker Mike Johnson, he had enough of the circus, and he ordered the sergeant at arms to remove Al Green after multiple warnings. The response? Republicans erupted with applause, standing and shouting, "Get out," as Green was escorted from the chamber. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country. And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction then the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever. Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Get him out of there.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat.
Somebody give that man a shave.
Members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum. The chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Removed. And while Democrats wallowed in their self-inflicted misery, Washington hit with a sudden tragedy. Congressman Sylvester Turner of Texas, Democrat of Texas, passed away just hours after the speech. Turner, a staunch critic of Trump and a vocal supporter of government handouts, was present in the House chamber, seemingly healthy before his shocking death. He had even taken to social media earlier defiantly, telling Trump, "Don't mess with Medicaid." So this moment highlights everything wrong with the Democratic Party today. Nice. This is the same Al Green that just days or weeks ago tried to impeach our president, Donald Trump. So Al Green's desperate stunt wasn't just an attack on decorum. It was a symbol of the Democratic Party's entire strategy. No solutions, just screaming, whining, and obstruction. Trump was laying out a bold vision for America, celebrating victories and delivering results. Meanwhile, Democrats, they just sat seething, clutching to their bingo cards, heckling, or as in Al Green's case, just getting physically removed from the building. And so now Al Green may face censure, a formal congressional punishment for his unhinged behavior, and rightfully so. If Democrats want to turn Congress into some kind of a circus, then they can expect to be treated like the clowns that they are. But let's be real, guys. This is not about a mandate. It's not about Medicaid. This is about Democrats losing their grip on power and having a full-blown meltdown as Trump makes his return. And if Al Green's humiliation's any indication, they're not handling it very well. If you guys appreciate the daily news updates, definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys on the next one.